right, everyone, here is video number 9, and this is probably one I'm so far most excited about, um, though I'm sure there'll be many more that I'm excited about in the coming future. But these are all of the new parts that I have purchased so far. I've got a few more miscellaneous things coming, but these are some of the more critical ones and upgrades that I plan on doing to the 2006 Mustang GT convertible that I have. All right, so let's start here at the beginning. First off, this is one I've shown before. I have a Ford Racing intake manifold. This one I got relatively quickly, but I have all of the installation hardware and fuel injector crossover tube that came with the package. Yeah, so this is the Ford Racing intake coupled with the underdrive pulley kit, which includes a crankshaft pulley and a water pump pulley, adding a little bit of horsepower back to the engine instead of turning accessories. Next on the list is my chrome differential cover, but with that includes a new bearing and race set and hardware and gasket to accommodate the brand new Ford Performance 410 gear ratio upgrade to the rear differential, which includes the royal purple gear oil and everything that I need to do that install. This just came today. My pride and joy, which is going to make this thing sound super awesome and give me a little extra horsepower, are the Comp Cams Mother Thumper cams. That just came today. I'm excited to put those in and make the Mustang sound like a super loppy muscle car sound. But along with those cams, I have to add to the sound of these high flow full length header stainless steel polished headers that includes all of the hardware. Along with that is the cat delete tubes, which are on the outsides. You can see the bung holes for the O2 sensors, but where those are is where the catalytic converter would be. But those connect up to the headers, and then from there I have a polished X pipe that follows through, and then I bought a separate exhaust system that was a cat back system that includes these long tubes after the catalytic, and then the tubes come together, and then you have the axle back system here, which are can type muffler with 4-inch tips. All of the exhaust is 2.5-inch all the way back. I think the headers are 1 5/8 off each port. But I've got all of the hardware and everything to complete the entire exhaust system, which will look really awesome underneath the freshly undercoated underbody of the car, black with all of the stainless steel. Some of it polished. I thought the tailpipes here, or not tailpipes, but the intermediate pipes of this cat back system were polished as well, but they're not. So it'll be polished from the headers back to the X pipe, and then I'll have to do some cutting and modification to connect the rest of the intermediate pipes. And then from the mufflers back, you've got stainless polished mufflers with the stainless 4-inch tips. that should add a little bit more horsepower, along with all of the other accessories so far, between the intake manifold and the cams matched with the headers. All right, so now on to the extra aftermarket accessory. I have the complete Powerdyne Supercharger system, which includes the cold air intake, the supercharger itself, the belts, all the mounting hardware, a cooling fan, and some extra hose to add in this aftermarket. It's a fan, but it cools the turbine inside the supercharger. And then I also had bought a strut tower brace. It's in a matte black finish. It also came with a stainless steel, well, you can get it in the brushed, or on the other side is the, underneath this film here is a polished stainless steel top plate. But I took the matte black top plate and installed that one, and then one of my favorite parts at the very, very, very end, once I get the supercharger installed, will be one of my favorite emblems ever. Will be this 4.6 liter supercharged emblem that will sit on top of the strut tower brace. It's pretty badass. I like that. One thing with the supercharger kit to add with the Ford Racing intake is this 62 millimeter throttle body that came with the supercharger. One thing I do not have in the video that is also an addition is the Ford upgraded 39-pound fuel injectors, which I'll at some point get in the video as well. But yeah, so here's the 62 millimeter throttle body, BBK, and the Powerdyne centrifugal supercharger. The supercharger is currently set up to produce about 6 to 7 pounds of positive pressure. Yeah. So anyways, these are all the components that are going to go on in the next few days or few weeks. I got a little bit of cleanup to do in the garage now that I got the undercoating done. I'm going to get all of the extra parts out of the garage and get both vehicles in the garage, so I can start working on the actual swap of the engine and transmission, all of the electrical, and interiors. Anyways, this is the part I'm most excited about. It's really fun seeing all of this sitting here on the floor, and I can't wait to get it all installed. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you in video 10.